On the news at 1 p.m. Nothing to worry about. Security agents or FCT residents of safety. Hope rises as Abuja Light Rail set to begin operations. And FRSC embarks on Ember Month campaign, urges motorists to avoid night travels. A very good afternoon. Thanks for joining us on NTA Channel 5 News at 1. I am Miriam Emekamadi. The nation's security agencies say there is no cause for alarm and urge Nigerians to go about their lawful businesses without fear of any kind. Foreign partners are also advised not to work at cross purposes by creating unnecessary panic in the country. This, as noted, would also have multiplier effect. This was the message after an emergency national security meeting called by President Muhammadu Buhari with security chiefs and leadership of the Nigerian police, which focuses on the current state of the security in the country. State House correspondent Jide Onifade reports.
There was a sudden feeling of insecurity among Nigerians in the last 1 week, especially among those residing in and around Abuja, due to the security advisory released by the American mission to its nationals residing in Abuja. The mission and other foreign partners have described the action as a constitutional requirement and not aimed to raise unnecessary alarm. But the president, not leaving anything to chances, summoned this emergency national security meeting. Chief of Defense Staff General Loki Rabo gives an insight into what transpired at the meeting.
There's no cause for alarm, and Nigerians should go about their normal duties as the armed forces and all the security agencies are well poised to protect them accordingly.
The Ministry of Foreign Affairs, as well as the Nigerian Intelligence Agency, have been working very closely and to fully get on top of the situation.
It's also important not to create panic within the country, as I mentioned earlier. That is the messaging, and so for us to work together, not to defeat the purpose of what we're trying to achieve, which is full security in our country, and for all of us to work towards that with our partners and with ourselves, and not to work at cross purposes. And of course, creating panic in our country will have all kinds of multiplier effects.
We will continue to engage our partners in the most constructive way. We are indeed actually expanding, because this is the demand of the situation of the current times, to engage, to expand partnership, foreign partnership, and to work with countries, friends, associates, and to deal with situations, challenges that actually are not common to Nigeria.
Meanwhile, security agencies in the Federal Capital Territory are still reassuring that there is no cause for worry by residents, as necessary measures have been put in place to guarantee security of lives and property. This is in the aftermath of the news which made the rounds last week, purporting imminent siege on the nation's capital by alleged terrorists. Onotu Yakubu in this report spoke to some heads of agencies.
It all started from a leaked internal security advisory to members of staff by foreign missions in the country. Thereafter, harbingers of fake news took over to ply their trade in stock with stories of terrorists being arrested in possession of explosives and arms. Some business premises in the territory also joined in the frenzy atmosphere. But security agencies has reiterated the commitment of formations in the territory working in synergy to ensure the safety of all.
Our commandant addressing us and assigning responsibilities immediately and effectively. He charged the head of operation, he charged DO Amak, he charged the head of intelligence unit to act promptly in response to the intelligence that was gathered, and also to ensure that security is enhanced in the FCT.
We are telling the members of the public to be calm. We assure them of protection. By God's grace, the security measures we in place into it will avoid anything that might have come. But we assure them all this is not fake news. It's just fake news. They are just fabricating news to instill fear into the mind of the public.
According to Deputy Commissioner of Police Operations, FCT Command, Nuruddin Sabo, combat-ready operatives have been deployed on standby, in addition to the activation of relevant covert and overt patrols to strengthen intelligence across strategic locations. However, much worrisome is the significant role of fake news in sections of the media, which further drove a stronger wedge on the situation to create panic in the mind of residents.
It really affected us because a lot of residents were panicking here and there. Even people from outside FCT were calling in and being concerned about their families, members who are living in FCT. It was really challenging, but we thank God everything is getting calm, and we are urging members of the public to desist from this once again, listening to fake news that does not come out from the right authority. Please disregard it.
The agencies allays the fear of residents and admonish them to go about their lawful businesses, as all hands are on deck to check any threats in the territory. Onotu Yakubu, NTA News.
Away from security issues, preparatory to the planned resumption of operations of the Abuja Mass Rail Transit System, senior officials of the FCT administration have interfaced with the Chinese firm handling the project at the Operation Control Center of the rail system in Udu, Abuja. Onoze Yakubu was there for NTA News.
The meeting with the relevant stakeholders is to chart a way of ensuring the resumption of operations of the Abuja Mass Rail Transit System within the shortest possible time. This is coming against the backdrop of government's substantial investment in the light rail project. The project was test run shortly after it was inaugurated by President Muhammadu Buhari in July 2018, but forced to suspend operations with the emergence of COVID-19 pandemic.
COVID is over. We are desirous to resume operations, but there are certain issues that were not intended that are arisen, which will require attention. This is the purpose of coming here today, to look at the projects in its entirety, to know actions to be taken within the shortest possible time in order to restore the Abuja Mass Rail Transit System back into operations.
On securing the project, the FCTA Permanent Secretary reveals that measures have been put in place to ensure the project is adequately safeguarded.
In preparation for the resumption of operations, we have engaged security along the entire length of the Abuja Rail Mass Transit System. So, this is just in addition. So, for the security of Abuja Rail Mass Transit, it is guaranteed.
Stakeholders believe that when operational, FCT residents will have yet another opportunity of enjoying an eco-friendly transport system. Onoze Yakubu, NTA News.
Avoid night travels to curb the high rate of auto crashes on the highway in the nation's capital, Abuja, and beyond, is the advice of the Federal Road Safety Corps Lokogoma Unit Command as it embarks on the Ember Month advocacy campaign, as Sabe Williams reports.
The campaign had officers of the local Goma units of FRSC and other sister agency take to major streets to sensitize people on the need to drive safely as the year winds down.
This period, people want to cover what they did not cover for the last 4, 5, 6 months. People want to do this, they want to do that. So this period we normally have a lot of cash on the road, but because of our Ember Month public enlightenment or awareness, we tell people on how to safely use the road when they are traveling or moving from one point to the other.
A significant stop was at the Brighter Rainbow Cartel International School, where practical demonstrations warned against the dangers of overspeeding, overloading, and use of expired tires, which contributes to major fatalities.
To do. Okay, if you don't want to go, don't go. If you want to go, go. See this Christmas that is coming, I want to buy for my children. I see that right there is there, they must eat it. I don't want you to kill me, oh, thank you. Now go now, look for another person. We are going to tell our KK drivers, those of us that are here have had, and we are going to tell others that have not come here to know that overloading is not good. Focus of the annual Ember Months campaign is to maintain safety, reduce accidents, and enjoy quality road experience. In Abuja, Asibe Williams, NTA News.
And talking health now, efforts at advancing medical science got a boost as doctors in reproductive medicine conclude a year-long training program on infertility and assisted reproductive technology for the post-fellowship diploma of the West African College of Surgeons. Hakimat Aliu brings us more.
The management of infertility and assisted reproductive technology is said to be one of the subspecialties in obstetrics and gynecology. Over the years, however, there was no certified or standardized training guiding its practice in the whole of West African sub-region. To change this narrative, the NISA Premier Hospital, Abuja, one of the top healthcare providers, facilitated the year-long post-fellowship program for consultant gynecologists to acquire knowledge and skills in advanced fertility treatments. This provided participants training in vitro fertilization, IVF, and related technologies.
Just like it's done in other Europe and America, now we can now train experts.
The world is moving towards certifying basic minimum requirements for this kind of highly sensitive program, and we are very happy to be in the pioneer group.
Other members of the training faculty expressed confidence in the ability of Nigerian doctors in providing specialist care through the program.
And they will make management of infertility to be correctly done.
Participants described the fellowship program as exceptional, expressing gratitude to NISA Premier Hospital for availing them the opportunity.
I would like to use this opportunity to congratulate and thank NISA Premier Hospital. I would like to congratulate and thank the West African College of Surgeons.
In this place, we spent one whole year and we had a lot of hands-on.
It is instructive that NISA Premier Hospital was in 2014 accredited for postgraduate residency training in several specialties, including obstetrics, gynecology, family medicine, pediatrics, and anesthesia. The hospital is also the only center accredited in West Africa for post-fellowship diploma training in assisted reproductive technology. In Abuja, Hakimat Aliu, NTA News.
We take a short break now. Rotary Club of Buhari unveils new chapter as it welcomes a new president. This and more after the break.
Relive your delightful moments via a telecast. Tell the world what gave you your happiness or pains, and for the how, where, and why. Share your joys of coronation, chieftaincy orders, engagement parties, traditional wedding ceremonies, weddings fatiha, nikah, naming ceremony church programs, housewarming, inaugurations, award nights, school and social events, or moments of grief like burial ceremonies with many others. Don't let your events pass and your story not be told. On Memories every Saturday, 7:30 p.m. on this station. Memories, making your events memorable.
The immediate cause of the latest kills in Abuja remains unknown.
Conceived with the intent to ease the flow of traffic in the nation's capital.
Whichever way it turns out, either to consolidate on the existing mandate or institute a new dispensation.
Located within the Abuja Municipal Area Council, AMAC.
How much do people know about ADR? Are charting a path to having more youth participate in governance, in addition to building young entrepreneurs.
Residents of the Federal Capital Territory are calling on the federal government to, as a matter of urgency, look into the situation.
You have to strike a balance to have a future that you don't have to regret.
Like experts say, what kills really is fear.
In Abuja,
NTE News.
And thanks for staying with us. Towards fostering sisterhood and providing support and lifting the downtrodden in the society, the Amazons for Impact and Development Initiative targets the poorest of the poor. Sarafina Okon-Umekwe reports on the inauguration of its executives and readiness to work for the vulnerable, especially orphanages.
Of the members of the Amazon group.
The official inauguration of the Amazons for Impact and Development Initiative, with primary focus in contributing and impacting the society positively to make it a better place for all. First ESCO members of the association, through its president, said their laudable mission is sinking of boreholes for orphanages across the 6 area councils of the FCT who lack access to potable water.
we felt that if we come together, the ingenuity, and people are different, we all have our different skills, our different gifts. If we can put our heads together, they say 2 good heads are better than 1. If we can put our ideas together, we'll be more effective and impactful. The vision is born out of the fact that we believe that we cannot just live and exist in this planet Earth and pass without touching humanity.
Aside touching lives and humanity, they have mapped out a 3-year strategic plan, such as skill acquisition targeted at women. Chairman of the occasion, Obi Ilianusi, says, with such positive and collective energy, the dream of making Nigeria a better place just got started.
I think it's quite important that we all work together to make sure that things are made a little better for them.
We believe that Amazon will go very far. We cannot sit back in our families to enjoy while others are suffering somewhere.
These Amazons got to work by tasking themselves to ensure the proposed projects were met via individual donations. Indeed, these elegant women have engraved their footprints in the sands of time. As awards were presented to outstanding members and associates, one of such is the first female head of service of the Federation, Ebele Okeke, an engineer of a profession. In Abuja, Serafina Okon-Umekwe, NT News.
Rotary Club of Abuja Buhari has welcomed a new president, Rotarian Yahaya Adeleke Adepoju. Aisha Abdullahi reports that the investiture of the new president of the club was described as unveiling of a new chapter in the voluntary humanitarian service to the Buhari community.
This is the handing over of leadership to Rotarian Yahya Adeleke, who is now the 5th president of Rotary Club of Abuja Buhari, with a charge to continue the good work and mandatory service of the club. The new president, in an acceptance speech, promised to follow footsteps of the past leadership of the club.
Imagine turning around the deplorable facilities at Sabongeri Healthcare Center with a perimeter fencing that gives a sense of security to the caregivers. Imagine what the intelligent, indigent puppy will become if she or he is given a necessary push to achieve or his dream.
Members and guests at the event say, with dedication and commitment, a lot can be achieved as they pledge loyalty and support, as well as willingness to take each positive step with the president.
Every president is expected to deliver service projects, which is primarily on service to humanity, in line with the Rotary's 7 areas of focus.
Every project, no matter how small, it does have a huge impact. I mean, we can start with the scholarships. I mean, I know because I go around school sometimes, some students will finish and they will not even have money to pay their school fees.
The Rotary Club has its mission to support its host community and non-privileged members of the society, and with the mandate to give back to humanity. Aisha Abdullahi, NTA News.
And talking religion now. With mind-blowing songs of praise to God, the 2022 Destiny Power Conference of the Citizen Church came to a climax. Lead pastor, Citizen Church Pastor Balogun charged all to remain steadfast in prayer. Deborah Gazaji-Maika reports.
The last session of the 2022 conference was an atmosphere of praise and worship in thanksgiving to God. Participants described the convention as impactful and refreshing.
There's been a lot of miracles, blessings, and I'm leaving the conference way better and more blessed than I came. And I pray that next year would be much bigger than this, and the blessings of God will continue to establish itself in this church.
It's been spirit-filled. We learned a lot from different ministers that came around, and the grand finale today was really impactful.
Conference has been wonderful. God has been faithful, and it's just so wonderful that God is really working in the conference.
With few biblical texts which include the book of Isaiah chapter 12 verse 5 and Psalm 33, Pastor Peter Balogun illustrates that while trying to exercise self-righteousness, God is kind to reveal himself beyond one's imagination.
Can fathom the depth of his wisdom. That means that God has depths. And the deeper we go in God, the more of him we know. Of course, the more of his blessings we enjoy. So this conference is really to reveal more of God to us, and that will also help us to walk with him, help us to serve him better.
Speaking on the forthcoming 2023 general elections, Pastor Balogun says nation building should not be left in the hands of leaders alone, but a collective responsibility.
Know that God has a plan.
Of the Destiny Power Conference was captured as the depths of God. Deborah Gazaji-Maika, NTA News. NTA News.
In this next report, correspondent Chidinma Antonagomo examines the effect of bad friendship.
It is said that friendship is one of the most important relationships because it is not defined by social boundaries or rule. A good friend never judges mistakes, but encourages one to do better and become responsible human beings. Fact remains that friendship